So what if I tell you that your great physique is waiting for you and it's actually not that difficult to get that physique? You don't need extreme workouts, no supplements that will take the money out of your pocket in a minute. You just need a very simple approach to a diet and maybe have like just one supplement which I'm going to talk about later on. But as a whole, this fitness industry makes you believe that you have to start with perfect technique, with perfect supplements in your kitchen with perfect vitamins, all of this bullshit, which you don't actually that much need, to be honest. The more confused you are, the less action you can do in your life. So make your life simple and just do the thing. So for most people, you just need like 3 or 4 days per week to train, and you can literally make so much progress you will not believe. Because if you're gonna make sure you're gonna have enough recovery after your training and enough stimuli, meaning you're gonna train close to failure and you're gonna try to make sure you're gonna be in the gym for 3 4 days, and especially in the beginning you will simply make the most amount of gains ever in your life. This might sound depressing, but hold on. I'm just saying that in the beginning you are in the best possible, in my opinion, way of life, because it's you're gonna see very quickly the fruits of your labor, if that makes sense. Once you're gonna get more advanced, then you will. It's gonna be much difficult for you to gain muscle, but in the beginning it's gonna be much easier. But you still have to put in the work. So for most people, you don't need more workouts. You just need to make sure the workouts you're gonna do are gonna be better, and you're gonna simply be able to go to the gym 3 4 times per week without any issue. When it comes to building muscle growth only when you're gonna give your body a reason to actually grow the muscle. So progression is much more important than fancy techniques, fancy like exercising. You don't need to chase much pumps in your muscles, because there's a high chance you're gonna just kill that muscle. That makes sense. Of course, you cannot kill the muscle, but my point is, you can overstimulate the muscle, and so many people are doing this wrong. They doing so much sets per muscle, which is not very beneficial. So try to make it like like 3 to 6 7 sets per muscle is enough. So four to six sets will give you the most amount of progress. Basically, the most amount of benefits gonna come from 4 to 6 sets per workout. And this big thing, if your lifts aren't going up, your physique just won't change. If you are not progressing with your weight, it will just, your body will not change really. Progressive overload is everything, so make sure you add reps first, then you're gonna add weight. If you are able to do certain exercise much easier than you could 1 month ago, you just should increase the weight. You should be stronger in rows, in presses. You have to make sure you can track your lifts, because otherwise you're gonna guess. Once you're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna wonder how many kilograms I can bench. You should not guess that. You should be in your phone. You can just put to notes, exercise 1, bench press. How many sets, how many kilograms? Okay, yesterday, I mean, maybe not yesterday, but 5 days ago, I pressed that weight with 70 kilograms. Let's try 72.5. Let's see. Okay, so if you have very difficult job, stress, poor sleep, your diet is not 100% on point, please try to make sure it's gonna be on point. But of course, it's easier said than done. However, if you're not in a position where you can delete that, training 5 6 day a week can be really, you can just burn out from that. It can lead to injuries, plateau, or just quitting the gym, which is, you don't want to do that. So 3 4 days can actually give you consistent weekly progress, and you can stick to that. If you can stick to that routine, this is the most important thing. When it comes to diet, you just have to eat real food, whole food diet. So everything which is not on television, nobody's advertising those things, such as meat, eggs, fruit, honey, rice, potatoes, veggies. All of this is healthy for you because they don't advertise that, which is crazy if you're gonna think about that. The things we want to eat, they don't advertise that on television. So if you're gonna eat whole foods, you're gonna be satisfied for longer and you're gonna have less hunger. meaning it's gonna be much easier for you to simply lose fat. Having more calories than you need will make you fat. There's no such a thing that something makes you fat because you're just gonna eat that. However, because whole foods are rich in protein, fiber, all of those nice things, it's gonna be difficult for you to eat to overconsume calories. You don't really need abs, to be honest. However, I still suggest to maybe try and download some tracking app when it comes to calories to see how much calories are in certain foods, and then you can learn from that. If you really don't want to do that, then just stick to mostly whole foods, and by default you're gonna feel much more satisfied. When it comes to vitamins, you should supplement vitamin D, in my opinion, because it's the climate you are right now probably isn't amazing, and there is no basically sunlight in your area, meaning you should supplement vitamin D. Improves your health for sure. So vitamin D with some fats, healthy fats, because you have to eat healthy fats in order for vitamin D to absorb, and that's what you can do. There is one thing very non-negotiable, and that's sleep. You have to sleep for 7-9 hours, because poor sleep just kills your strength, your recovery. You're not gonna be on point. If you didn't know that, you're just losing fat during your sleep. So that's how important sleep is. Growth happens during the sleep. Building muscle happens during sleep. So make sure you're gonna have cool room, and you're gonna limit your blue light before you're gonna go to sleep. Just put away that iPhone or just play it on night mode. Make sure to hydrate yourself properly, because this is gonna affect your performance. Take the water with you to the gym. Make sure you're gonna drink during your workout, because if you're gonna slightly be dehydrated, your performance will go down. This is 100% true, and you can see the studies on that. I can even feel it. If I'm not drinking enough water, my workout is really bad. So you want to make sure you're gonna avoid being dehydrated. One more point: consistency. This is the real secret, because nothing works if you quit after a few weeks, few days. You have to be consistent. So if you're just gonna lift, you're gonna try to walk as much as you can. Might be difficult, but try to do it. Eat real food, get sunlight, supplement vitamin D, sleep, hydrate, and you can just add creatine if you really want. It's gonna help you out as also. And that's basically it. This approach will help you out. It's possible for you, and realistic and simple. Then once you're gonna sort that out, maybe if you really want, you can go to the gym for 5 days, 6 days per week. Maybe you're gonna find time, maybe you're gonna love the gym after this approach, which I really want you to do. However, first point is basics, and you have to make sure you're gonna be able to stick to the basic first. This is getting jacked is really simple. Just follow this and see what can happen.